of these issues out here, right? So I want to start off with some of the things that we've been seeing social media, kids going wild, violence in the schools, shootings, stuff like that. Do you feel like just our role as just black fathers, do you feel like we're playing the important role that we need to play? Do you feel like, black kids out here are looking up to their black fathers as heroes? Do you feel like we're heroes anymore?
I can speak for Amario and I. Neither of us, unless Amario, you hiding someone, are fathers, right? And at least in the traditional biological sense, man. But I do mentor. I do have some mentees out here, so I can speak to it for black men from a black mentorship angle. And the answer is there aren't enough of us. I have learned in my experience, right? And this goes both ways, women to women, man to man, that typically we don't like to invest in younger people, especially if we're of the same gender, because there will come a point where we're seen as competition to the other. And so, I got very lucky meeting Mr. Hayes, meeting everybody in my life because they were willing to invest into me. But my larger point is that is not a regularly recurring thing, right? That's not something that happens every day. So, no is the short answer to that question. And we honestly need to do better.
Yeah, and I guess for me, like from two sort of lenses, because I do educate children, and I've seen kids be in a surrounding that they can't really learn the best based on like where they are. Like I've taught some kids where you could tell they really want to learn. They really want to be in a good social space, but then like other kids will tease them or or push them into uh, a space that's not really good for them. Like you could tell, like certain students, like, oh, I really want to learn this thing, but another kid is teasing them. So sometimes it's the surroundings that the people are in. But yeah, I kind of agree with Noah. It's also there needs to be more for sure. But it's attuned to a lot of different factors, I would say. So it's kind of hard to say it's one thing or another. Sometimes it's the surroundings. Sometimes it's financial reasons why a father can't be around as much. I was very fortunate to be have a father who's really encouraged me growing up. He was an artist, and I really wanted to be an artist, and he would buy little things for me um, to kind of encourage that, and did different things just to support me throughout my childhood. But I know that's not the norm for everyone. So yeah.
And I want to just extend that thought just a bit further.
Yeah, go ahead.
Part
Do
of
you think?
what
Do you think?
part of the issue is we are, you know, a lot of mentors. Even if you get a male to male mentor, right? Not a lot push the hard lessons, right? You know, a lot of early on in my, when I met Mr. Hayes, right? Um, yeah, there was probably so many times I can't even count where he's looked at me crazy or put me down in the tough love conversations because those conversations would empower and better me, right? But not a lot of people are willing to have the tough love conversations these days out of out of fear um, of it going sideways. That's the best way I could say it.
Yeah, I'm starting to look at like, you know, I don't know if we're like the best role model sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like sometimes I want to be lazy. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I do want to quit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like my kid sees that sometimes. And I feel like when our kids are looking at us, even in them times when we feel like they're not looking at us, they're following our direction, right? And they're paying attention to our habits, our patterns. You know what I'm saying? They want to give up sometimes because they see that it's okay for us to give up sometimes, and we will act that way. You know what I'm saying? I'll say, you know what? I know I'm supposed to be packing up these, boxing up these packages, but you know what? I don't feel like it. Knowing that that's a part of the business, knowing that it's showing my son, my daughter, that hey, I'm willing to fight through things. So, is it that we're showing inconsistencies to our kids? Is that the reason that they're not following us? Do you think that some of these parents, are not great leaders sometimes, and they may not be honest about it? It's okay to be honest with your kid. I mean, I know some of you guys might not have kids, but I think that even looking at the kids that are out here that might be committing, some of the things that are going on out here, or some of the troubles that you see in the schools. Do you feel like the parent may not uh be being, I guess, what I'm saying, like honest about their